Last week was the first round of the South West Kenda Enduro, and we were on hand to witness the action. The first round is held at Haldon Forest. It consists of 4 interesting stages throughout the woods designed to put enduro riders to the test. In this video we're going to ride the first stage, and I will include trail beta as we go along. But first, let's check out some of the action. The first stage starts at the beginning of the Blue Trail. It's been raining on the morning of the event. This means that the course is very muddy and extremely slippery. This start section is a straight run through the trees. It's flat and it's pedally. If you're thinking of entering any kind of event, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. This enduro has a number of different categories that you can enter based on things like age and experience, all the way through from the male and female elite riders to the just for fun category. There are also classifications for hardtails and e-bikes too, so really anyone can enter. At this point I'd only been riding for about 20 seconds and I'm already breathing heavily. So it's a great reminder that most of the hard work preparing for any event is in the training. Crossing the path you enter a wider section of track. At this point you have a couple of parts where you can have different line choices. This bit of the track has very little traction, so making the right line choice can have a big impact on your speed. It's still pretty flat, so you have to keep on the pedals. Things are pretty wet on the ground today, so the trail is slippery from all the recent weather. By now the track has also been ridden over a few hundred times. This means that there are plenty of roots and ruts over the course, making the ride a bit more difficult, but also just adds a bit of a spice to the course. Even though the early parts of stage 1 are pretty flat and you have to keep pedalling, it's important to be conservative with your energy. This is the longest stage of the 4 and it has plenty of features to tackle later on down the course, so it's important that you don't use your energy now and fatigue early. This could be disastrous for you later on. Crossing the path again, you pick up a bit of speed going back into the dense woodland. Although this section is tight, it flows quite nicely. This is the first chance you get of having any real descent where you're not having to add additional pedal strokes to maintain your speed. Getting deeper into the woods, you make your way to a more technical section. There are a number of large ruts on the track. With the woodland so dense, there's little room to manoeuvre. The soft track has also been made worse by the number of riders and the wet weather. If you're not ready for it, this section can really catch you out. If you had to stop, it would be difficult to get started again because of the close spacing between the ruts. At the halfway mark you have a brief uphill sprint on a fire road before a left turn back onto the single track. This whole first stage is a tough one to start on. It's long and it's challenging. It runs from the top of the forest all the way to the bottom. There are no jumps as such, but it has its fair share of drops and a few obstacles to hop along the way. I should say that because my Specialized is out of action, I'm riding these enduro stages on my hardtail with only 120mm of front end travel, so I'm having to put a lot of work in myself to get down the course. It's great because you guys get a better look at the track, but most riders will be going a bit quicker than this and hitting the drops a lot faster. But even in these conditions on my hardtail, I managed to complete this run in about 5.5 minutes, so not bad going really. At the end of this video I'll put up some of the finishing times for the different categories so that you can get an idea of how some of the fastest men, women and e-bikers made it down the course. As the track makes its way down the hill, it starts to get a bit faster. After pedalling and managing the tricky terrain for the last couple of minutes, you start to feel your legs at this point. This is one of the harder parts of the first stage. Oh, my brakes didn't want to work then. With the speed increasing, you need to maintain your focus as the trail weaves in and out of the trees. As you make your way down the hillside, you come across a mixture of terrain from loose corners, slippy flat turns and some rooty drops and landings. Crossing the fire road, you get an opportunity to get a bit of airtime. But don't spend too long hanging about, because the end of this stage is only a matter of seconds away, so it's really important to keep the pressure on. The GoPro really doesn't do justice to all the roots and bumps on this course. On this video, if it looks super smooth and easy, trust me when I say it isn't. The course is designed to test riders' skills and abilities, and it does just that. Coming up to the finish, you have a series of smooth turns and a couple of routes to manoeuvre before heading into the far straight across the finish line. That's stage 1 complete. If you want to check out the other stages on this course, subscribe to my channel and take a look.